When the game is over, log on and download the best independent commentary on all the Windy City teams you care about, here on Chicago Sports Update.
The following is a special presentation of IAP Podcasts. And welcome back to From Page to Screen Stateside here on IAP Podcasts. This is Matt, and with me I have, Stateside co-host for the time being, my wife Megan.
Hello.
And, well, it's that time of year again. The red carpets are being rolled out. Fashion is getting its,
Eve's got their panties in a twist over who wore it best.
And, well, what does that mean? That means it's award season. So we're coming to you on Martin Luther King Day here in the United States, January 20th. And, well, the Oscar nominations are out. And I figure the best way to do this is to get my knee-jerk reaction in how the awards previously have gone. So far, two have been out there, SAG, Screen Actors Guild, as well as the Golden Globes by the Hollywood Foreign Press Corps. And, now the big guns are out. This is real-time, crunch time, and we'll see who's out there. And I guess the biggest surprise is that a lot of heavy favorites from earlier in the year didn't really weigh out and did not contend to the Christmas season.
This is true. A lot of Oscar movies seem to come out in the Christmas season. I think just so they're fresh in everybody's mind when they vote.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it leaves little amount of time for the consuming public to go out and watch everything when everyone else gets screen copies delivered to their home.
Yes.
So,
Academy, if you feel like sending me a voting copy, that's fine. I'm okay.
Yeah, I'll be happy to do it.
Turn it down.
Exactly. I'd be more than happy to give a vote. That being said, we'll start out with, the actor-actresses, work our way into the Best Picture and Director. So, if anything can be said from what the Golden Globes have previewed, this is a pretty strong category. If not, I would say the lead supporting actor-actresses are the strongest categories of this season as opposed to the films themselves or necessarily the productions that they were in.
This is true. I would agree. I think a lot of what's going on is, even like looking at the lead actor, supporting actor, actress, like it's very, some of these people are big names, but not a lot of buzz, not a lot of talk. So it's kind of an interesting year, definitely.
Yeah, you got a lot of returning favorites with Leonardo DiCaprio, of course, there. Bruce Dern also being a very noted actor. Matthew McConaughey, hey. Thank you, there you go. And Christian Bale, all up for leading actor. And while we did not, unfortunately, get to see a lot of, we saw probably the least amount of Best Picture contentions this year.
Which is unusual.
Yeah.
We apologize. Life happens.
It does. So, but we did happen to see one that has swept pretty much one film that was swept in the categories, at least as far as nominations, and that's American Hustle. And from what we've seen of the director previously, this is a very strong movie, I felt. I know former Lag-Free co-host Bob would disagree as far as American Hustle. He enjoyed, Wolf of Wall Street, so I wouldn't mind getting his opinion at some point later in time on that. But I felt the entire ensemble, the entire production of American Hustle was very, very good. I was certainly surprised to see Amy Adams and Jennifer Lawrence take actress and supporting actress. So, simply because I didn't think it was Amy Adams' strongest role. I've seen her in more dynamic pictures, such as Doubt or, I'm blanking on The Fighter. I thought she was much stronger in those two films than American Hustle, but it was still good. Thoughts, then predictions?
Do you want to give your prediction for leading actor?
Leading actor.
Actor in a leading role.
Actor in a leading role. I think you can really pretty much nail it down to three, and I'll put the three as I'll narrow the field to Bale, McConaughey, and DiCaprio. DiCaprio is such a strong actor. working now with his, I guess, best mentor and best value-adding actor value-adding director as far as the production's concerned in Scorsese. So if DiCaprio walks away with Wolf of Wall Street, I wouldn't be surprised with that. But Bale did a hell of a job. This is a guy that gets absorbed into each role, not just from The Dark Knight and that series, but also from The Fighter, everything I've heard about The Mechanic. This is a guy that is very dedicated and has a tremendous amount of range. I mean, looking at American Hustle versus Bruce Wayne, some could say that, well, they could be one and the same, but but he's still very talented. I'm going to lean and go. They'll get some new blood in there and either go with Bale or McConaughey. So I'll go with McConaughey.
See, I think I don't think Christian Bale, as much as I love Christian Bale, and I could understand him in this movie. Yay. Bruce Dern and Leo really have a decent shot. Like, they're all good performances from, what I've read and seen. But I think it's going to come down to Chiwetel Ejiofor or Matthew McConaughey. Simply for, I think, political reasons on some levels. But I still think Matthew McConaughey. I'm going to go with Matthew McConaughey.
And I mean, that's just kind of following in the I guess the footsteps of, well,
the Globes.
Yeah, the Globes.
As
so
a predictor, but
yeah,
I still think Matthew McConaughey probably had the best.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, just. Not to say that it's purely political. Politics certainly does come into play oftentimes in the Oscars, as well. Hollywood has recently, I guess, been known for more politicking than at any other point in time.
Thank you, Harvey Weinstein.
And that's okay. It's certainly their right to do so, but sometimes it does hurt productions. And, well, we'll see, as I kind of feel like this is a very weak class as a whole, as far as films are concerned. Moving on to actress in a leading role, you're dealing with the cream of the crop here. I certainly believe that. You're dealing with... This is the big leagues. You have the timeless Dame Judi Dench, the New York Yankees, Meryl Streep, Cate Blanchett, Sandra Bullock, and Amy Adams, who surprisingly is, well, she's the dark horse in this, I would say. I wouldn't say the dark horse, but just the weakest of the bunch. Certainly her her credits to her name as far as talents and filmography would be concerned. She's done some very good things, but it's a wild card. It's not a strong winner. It's not a division winner. This isn't one that's getting a first round bye if you were to put it in sports playoff terms. But top seeds, Meryl Streep, like I said, New York Yankees, always in it, doesn't necessarily win it, but she always puts in the work to get there.
She's got monster amount of Oscar noms. They were saying she's 18 or 19.
Yeah, it's
something ridiculous.
Every year, it's just perennial. And
when Meryl Streep does a film, it could be the worst film in the entire world. She would still get an Oscar nomination for it.
Yeah, so it's very tough. We were planning on trying to see August Osage County just because of some of the nominations that it was for. Also, kind of I don't mind a compelling, dark, gritty, family-based comedy every now and again.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of like a dark family comedy.
Yeah. So, but the funny thing is, it's not really repeating what we saw from the actor-actress category, or excuse me, the actor category. Of course, Amy Adams from American Hustle is getting the nomination for that film, but you're seeing a much wider range. You're seeing comedies in here. You're seeing pure drama with.
Most of them are more dramatic, but it's still very.
Well, Blue Jasmine and Cate Blanchett, that's Woody Allen's project, and with Woody Allen receiving the
Cecil B. DeMille Lifetime Achievement Award.
Thank you, and not even accepting it and sending perennial favorite side piece Diane Keaton there, which
that was a bit awkward.
I'm not a Woody Allen fan. I feel like I should like Woody Allen. I just don't happen to, and I know I feel like I should. So that's, I guess, my biggest problem. and I've heard great things about some of his more recent stuff. So maybe I'll try to I'll stop by and try to see those and try to get a better appreciation. Maybe he's aged better and gotten away from some of his, I don't know. I don't want to say
Allen-ness.
Yeah, Woody Allen-ness, not necessarily darker stuff, but just stuff that was less appealing to me, I guess is the best way to put it. Not really being relatable, and that's okay. So I would say cut out Amy Adams and you got your top 4. You really do, as far as Dench, Streep, Blanchett, and Bullock. I don't think Gravity is going to be a strong a movie for the actress, as well as for some of the other noms that it has, simply because, not to say that it's sci-fi, but it's not. It's more visuals. This is an Avatar-esque type film. Everyone that has seen it, that I've heard, has said visually beautiful, stunning, well shot, all those sorts of things, but light on story. I know my brother absolutely despised Gravity. And
I will tell you, his brother, not the best.
Granted, not the best. Yes, not necessarily the best critic, but I could trust him to see if he says there's no story.
There's no story.
Yeah, there's even less. It's pretty vacant then. So, nixing that out, of course. Then you got then just Blanchett, Dench, and Streep. I'll pick Dench.
Dame Judi Dench, huh?
Yeah, I'll go with Dench.
I'm gonna go with Kate Blanchett because I feel like they like to reward Woody Allen's people, and Meryl Streep. From everything I've seen about August Osage County, has turned out another Meryl Streep performance. So she can always be our Yankee.
Yeah. I guess that's the best way to put it. So we move on to actor in a supporting role. We have debut actor Barkhad Abdi from Captain Phillips, Bradley Cooper, American Hustle, Michael Fassbender, 12 Years a Slave, Jonah Hill, Wolf of Wall Street, and Jared Leto from Dallas Buyers Club. He walked away with this at the Golden Globes, and wow. Yikes. Certainly Dallas Buyers Club has gotten me very intrigued, especially just some of the names that are attached to it. McConaughey having another renaissance as far as some of his roles, and some of the getting his name out there with some of the productions that he's doing. I can't really complain. Boy, pick a name out of a hat. I thought Cooper was robbed.
Oh, Bradley Cooper's always robbed.
In Silver Linings Playbook. I don't think he'll come away with it this time. I don't think Jonah Hill has shaken that. I don't know.
Super bad.
Unfortunately, the super bad image that he had. So, cutting that out.
I'm going with Jared Leto. Anybody who can drag it up.
I'll narrow it down to the two most political choices, that being 12 Years a Slave as well as Dallas Buyers Club. But I'll go with Fassbender. I'll take it. That's fine.
See, but Fassbender hasn't even been, out there. You haven't seen, there's been no chatter about Michael Fassbender. Granted, I love Michael Fassbender and Bradley Cooper, and I would love to see either one of them win. I think it's going to Jared Leto. It's going to Jordan Catalano.
It certainly may well.
Which, if you don't know, that's my so-called life. That's...
Yeah, is that kind of
back in the day,
minced right by me? So
that's okay. It's okay, dear. Not everybody watches bad '90s teen programming.
It's okay. That's quite all right. All right, and we move over to actress in a supporting role. Certainly a very strong group here with, of course, Sally Hawkins from Blue Jasmine again, Julia Roberts from August Osage County, Jennifer Lawrence riding a hot streak, June Squibb from Nebraska, and Lupita Nyong'o from 12 Years a Slave. This is split right now between the two awards as far as Golden Globes and SAG. Golden Globes, Jennifer Lawrence rewarding the media darling. I'm gonna and Lupita Nyong'o from 12 Years a Slave. I'm gonna go Jennifer Lawrence simply because Julia Roberts hasn't hit it out of the park recently. And I don't know if this is the one to do it, especially if it's just if it's me projecting just a repeat of Steel Magnolias. Certainly could be, but
or Aaron Brockovich.
Or yeah,
last for, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right. But that was a leading role too,
True.
So she wasn't playing second fiddle to anybody. And I'm going to ride the hot hand. Go Jennifer Lawrence. She's Hollywood's starlet right now. She is the it. She has the range for drama, some mild action, as well as comedy, and, well, everything in between.
No, true. It's kind of like the Battle of the Pixie Cuts. Sorry, Jennifer Lawrence's hair is very exciting. It's my I Love Lucy hair. For me, it's got to come down to, once again, American Hustle or Lupita Nyong'o, and I'm going with Jennifer Lawrence purely because she's fantastic.
She's the it. She is the it right now. I don't know who
How do
would
you not pick Katniss Everdeen?
I didn't even see Catching Fire, so not that I was all that interested in it anyway. But yeah, it'll be interesting. It's certain to me. It's more so. This is a much more level and
I feel like this is like the most level of the groups.
Yeah, so we'll see that. And we move over to directing. David O. Russell, American Hustle, last nominated for Silver Linings Playbook. Alfonso Cuarón from Gravity. Alexander Payne, Nebraska. Steve McQueen, 12 Years a Slave, current winner, title holder from Golden Globes, as well as Martin Scorsese, Wolf of Wall Street.
This is tough as well. I think all of these directors and all of their actors have been well acknowledged for their parts in their movies. So I think it's almost very hard to pick. I think Nebraska, Gravity, and even Wolf of Wall Street may have a shot because it's Scorsese, but definitely Nebraska and Gravity kind of right away just get kicked off the list because you can't really, you haven't seen much in the way of winning for either one of those films.
Yeah, if we're going by that, and the voting in the Academy of a film that is doing the voting on this, but Martin Scorsese, another Yankee, anything he does
Pretty
is
much.
there. He, I believe, was last nominated for.
Meryl Streep.
Yeah, I think he was last nominated for. I don't know if he did anything last year. I know Hugo was one of his more recent nominations, and I found that to be absolutely fantastic. I don't know if the time thing's going to come into play here because Wolf of Wall Street is certainly, I believe, the longest film on the list, clocking in over 3 hours.
Yeah.
Steve McQueen, that's really tough to say. I think he'll end up winning for 12 Years a Slave. I really do. And it's not to say that he had better material to work with or better talent. He had from what I've seen, some great actors on there. Fassbender, Pitt.
Yeah.
I think it was yeah.
It's in Kinky Boots.
Yes, he has some good talent right now. Unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but that talent's winning right now. They're getting the wins right now. They're getting the noms and the wins. So I feel like Scorsese has to outdo The Departed, and he has to kind of get out of that shadow from that win. And I genuinely felt that Hugo was his best chance to do that. Academy disagreed, and that's fine. I don't know. It's tough. I just don't know if this film if The Wolf of Wall Street has the chops to be able to beat that. This film already has Stuart from Page to Screen, original side UK, across the pond there. Certainly has enjoyed that. I look for recent reviews. Look for a review on that in an upcoming episode of From Page to Screen. But if you really want to look at the things that made Scorsese successful, finally with The Departed, it was an amazing ensemble cast. You had, and I don't know why, if that's the case. Maybe I'm just projecting that, but you had Damon, you had DiCaprio, you had Sheen, you had Baldwin, you had amazingly, Mark Wahlberg, well, at least Mark Wahlberg in his wheelhouse of acting, yeah, you had something, as well as just a tremendous piece to go off of, and tremendous source material for him to go off of. But I don't know. It's just not, for me, it's just not there for Scorsese. I guess the best way, I'm just there with Steve McQueen, just kind of defaulting to it, because that's what the Hollywood press, well, the Hollywood Foreign Press Corps liked. It's what, I don't know, is sexy right now. It's a moving tale and everything. It certainly looks like that's just going to be it. There's no, it's what's emerging as as the winner this year. So I don't know. We'll see.
I kind of agree with you. I think for me it comes down to American Hustle and David O. Russell, or it's going to come down to 12 Years a Slave with Steve McQueen. I think it'll go to Steve McQueen. I think the Academy wants to award him things and wants to award that movie things, but I think it's really hard being competing with everything else that's out there.
Yeah, and with that, certainly there is a divergence between picture and director at times. I don't know if this year is going to be the case for that, simply because of maybe the talents involved, maybe the pictures are involved, but I think it can come down to the films that did walk away with nominations in other big categories, specifically like American Hustle, Nebraska, Philomena, 12 Years a Slave, Dallas Buyers Club, Gravity, and I guess Wolf of Wall Street, but kind of nixing Captain Phillips off the bat. Her? Yeah, exactly. Her, out there, certainly a good, certainly tremendous, a good cast, as we see from the the promo poster there of Joaquin Phoenix, Amy Adams, Rooney Mara, Olivia Wilde, and Scarlett Johansson. But I don't know. It's just not there.
Certainly a good conceptual movie, and it intrigues me, and I kind of want to see it, but it kind of creeps me out at the same time. So it's like a train wreck kind of movie.
The best way that I look at it is it's in the movie. It's in a picture. It's in the category because, well, it was the best of all of these other ones that were out, of these sort of artistic cinematic films that are out there. Not necessarily because it's this mind-blowingly good movie, and this is just pure basic forethought, perception, not of what, unfortunately what the marketing campaign has been, what we've seen from those sorts of things, as well as just contextual reviews of it, because, well, it's not winning other things. It's not getting nominated for these other points for actor-actress. And it's kind of like, well, typically what we see is actor-actress, director, screenplay, those sorts of things. When those kind of come together, you usually have something that sweeps or has something that dominates in a tremendous way. There
hasn't been one dominating movie. It's kind of been spread out a bit. So I definitely think Captain Phillips is out just automatically. It's not been nominated for much of anything else.
It's Tom Hanks, and I guess
think it was we left Tom Hanks. We'll give you a nom for something.
Honestly, if Nebraska won, I wouldn't be surprised.
It could. You never know.
I mean, you're seeing it take nominations from these other places, and it certainly might. I don't know. I just don't know. I feel like it's going to come down to, as that evening progresses and as the awards get doled out, I think we're going to see a lot get thrown in the way of Dallas Buyers Club, as well as 12 Years a Slave. And I wouldn't be surprised if Nebraska picked up one or two, or across from different areas. American Hustle, I think, is going to be left out in the cold, undeservingly, I think, at times. But compared to some of these other things, you're talking about, it just may not be in the same league, and that's fine.
I think it's hard to say because, there hasn't been, one definitive, standout on the award shows this year. I think the Critics' Choice happened, too. I want to say it happened as well. But there hasn't been one standout, award season darling.
Mm-hmm.
more or less. So I think it is going to come down to the ones that have made, gotten a good chunk of the awards already. I think it is going to come down to American Hustle, 12 Years a Slave, and Dallas Buyers Club. And for me, it could go any of them anyway. I don't know if American Hustle's got what it takes to compete with Dallas Buyers Club and 12 Years a Slave. I almost kind of want to go with Dallas Buyers Club for Best Picture, just because I think it's got Matthew McConaughey, and I think it's, either way, Chiwetel Ejiofor is a fantastic actor as well, and it's got 12 Years a Slave has an excellent cast, so I think it's going to be a very contentious category to say the very least.
Certainly more so than any of the other categories that are out there. I feel like it's, I don't know, because you're not seeing films that are necessarily all from different paths. I would certainly put American Hustle much more in a comedy role, more so than a dramatic role, because it was very, real. I don't want to call it cynic, it's just very cynicism and just have very much, just be a cynical film. But at times it kind of came off that way, but it was also true in so many sense. I
think that's part of the charm of David O. Russell, is that he can do these, more heavy-weighted, heavy films, but he can still bring some lightness and some, comedic, just some comedic, interludes into things, and I think he, directing wise, that's a kind of it's almost kind of like, your guy. Oh, nerds. What's his face? Moonrise Kingdom.
Oh, Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson. He's got that. Wes Anderson can be very dramatic, but he has that knack for putting in those comedic bits that are, that lighten the mood just enough.
Yeah, well, I also think his films are are much more light. I think his darkest film is probably Life Aquatic, but then again, Bottle Rocket was a little bit darker than some of his other things.
So, but I think that they both have that similar gift of being able to kind of work in those comedic things or work in those little funny bits that, so it's not a complete dramatic,
heavy film.
Heavy, oh my God, I sat there for 2 hours and
I guess the best...
now I feel terrible about my life.
Yeah.
You leave feeling like you liked the movie and like it was something you could relate to.
So, final prediction.
I'm going with Dallas Buyers Club.
I'm going to go with 12 Years a Slave.
Either good choice either way. I think it'll probably go to 12 Years a Slave, but I do like drag queens, so that's also...
Well, well, we'll have to see it before we make that determination.
Well, even people who cross-dress or trannies, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I find them incredibly interesting and not in a weird way, but
demeaning,
I just find them
pedantic.
yes. I find them truly interesting. So, but I think it'll definitely probably go to 12 Years a Slave, just for, once again, political.
Yeah, it's not to say that everything's purely political here,
but
yeah. So there you have it. 12 Years a Slave for myself. Dallas Buyers Club for Megan. Well, play along, watch along at home. You can make your picks right now over at oscar.go.com. Be sure to be watching this year, March 2nd, 2014, at 6 p.m. Central. That's when all the fun will start. So enjoy, and
we may or may not be watching the Oscars that day, but
certainly true.
We will definitely keep you updated.
Absolutely. So thank you very much for listening, everybody. It was a good year in movies. Certainly, we didn't get to see as much as we would have liked, but well, that's what DVD's for. That's what Netflix and retail releases are for. So until then, thank you.
Thanks for listening to From Page to Screen Stateside here on Intrepid Audio Productions. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter by searching IAP Podcasts, all one word. We make it easy to listen to us at home or on the go because you can subscribe to us via iTunes or on your browser at Spreaker.com. Listen to us on the go with the Stitcher Radio app, available for all smartphones. Want to interact with the team directly? Leave any questions, comments, or feedback you may have at our Facebook page. You can also like our page to know about special events, shows topics, and listen directly on our page to new and past episodes. Feel free to email us anytime at iappodcasts@gmail.com. IAP Podcasts, pioneering the best in independent podcasting. Don't you spend enough time waiting for patches, system updates, and even worse, title updates? On Lag Free, we won't waste your time, and we talk about the topics that you want to hear about in a decidedly different fashion. No scripts or forced sides here. Listen to Lag Free, recorded and released regularly on Intrepid Audio Productions.